Back to Monday again. We're talking about the fact that we choose to be here. And now, how do we make it the best possible life? Through our thoughts and thinking. If that interests you, stay and listen to this. If my cleavage annoys you, or if the way that I wear my hair bothers you, skedaddle. What's up, everybody? Grand Rising. We're coming into Monday with a punch. High energy, get up and go, moving energy, clearing things out that no longer serve us. We're shedding the year of the snake to come into the year of the horse because we are propelling forward. If you are not planning on doing that, you will get left behind. I had no idea why I kept attracting all these horses in this new space of mine, and now I get it. I had no idea. Grand Rising people. What are we doing today? We're understanding why we're here at this very time. That's what we're doing. There's many people that are really confused, sad, depressed, anxious, angry, rageful. Understand this 9-year cycle. We talked about this last week. The 9-year cycle is ending, then we go back to a year one. So because of that, everything that has happened collectively in the last 9 years in your life is resurfacing, whether it's through dreams or experiences or memories or deja vu or any of those things. I know that many of us can relate to this. Mayor, we have to plan a trip. Dreams. Again, I was woken up 3:30 or I don't know what time it was, but I'm like, it has to be 6 a.m. Like, it has to be 6 a.m. And I was up for a good 45 minutes. I look at my thing, it's 4:45. So I was woken up by energies again last night. Things are crazy that are happening right now. We have to understand what's happening right now is an unprecedented time. There are too many people awake on earth because we chose to be here for the awakening and to assist in the awakening. So before I say anything more than that, because we chose to be here for this awakening, what's happening now with the astrological shift, we are here to assist in that. It hasn't happened for like 2,000 years. So all of us that signed up to get here at this point, we have a specific job to do. Some people feel weak or they feel lost or they feel, I don't know why I'm here. This is why you're here. You are here to assist in the Great Awakening. I went out to dinner last night with one of my friends and we were out for like over almost 4 hours at this dinner. I hadn't seen her in a while and I've known her for 20 years. We danced together forever. We've done so many things together, so many projects. And she was talking about like how her life has been so hard. But this person is a person that when she walks into a room, everybody notices her energy because she comes in. Hi, everybody. What's up? What's up? Like totally breaks up the energy of the room. Like she has a way about her that is so unique. She does this wherever she goes and everybody knows Stacy. And she's gone through so many hardships in her life, so many different chapters where there were things that were so difficult. And I've watched her go through this for so many years. And she understands her power, but she hasn't stood firmly in it yet. And I said to her last night, I said, you're a mastermind, you're a leader, you are meant to shine in everything that you do. And she has, but she's held herself back with a lot of the programming that we talk about, right? So if we have this programming, which we all do, it's not going to propel us to our greatest and highest good unless we transmute the energy, unless we reprogram that I'm not good enough, I don't have enough money, I'm so broke, oh my God, I'm always so sick. Those I ams are the greatest weapon that you have, is the weapon of your tongue. The things that you say about yourself. You're telling trillions of cells in your body, I'm not chosen. Oh, I go out and then they always ghost me. You're telling 12 trillion cells about what reality you want to make happen. And those 12 trillion cells are so much energy. They say that we have enough energy in us as much as an atomic bomb. So if you have that much energy within you and you are speaking these words, truths, they are called truth because they are your truths, not the truth. But when you're speaking these truths over yourself, over trillions of cells, the only thing that could come from that is that very belief. So if you understand that we chose to be here, we chose these hardships in our life to propel us to where we are supposed to go and how we can get there, it's all through our thoughts and changing that. What do you believe? I want to hear some I ams. We always go through this at different times. I want to hear some of your I ams. What are your I ams? What are your deepest beliefs about yourself? And I don't want like, I am happy and I am positive and I am so great and I am limitless. Those are bullshit. And you know what? You want to know why they're bullshit? Is because our subconscious programming, 95% of the subconscious programming is negative. Maybe that's what you aspire to have. I am always chosen. I am a queen. I am a king. Like all those things, right? We all want those things on a conscious level. The subconscious level is the child that was bullied in school. The subconscious level is the parents that didn't pay attention to you and I am unlovable. I am annoying. I am so fat. I'm a loser. Those are the subconscious programmings. Who else is going to enter your I ams? Benny says, I'm determined. And I know that he's determined because he was a person that could not walk, was in a wheelchair, and is now walking. My strength is adaptability. Guys, let's get the root. The root. Still getting past, I am not worthy. That is one of the most common ones because there are so many of us that were raised by people that didn't give us the love that we should have had. Didn't give us the time that we should have had, or the patience, or maybe the respect, or maybe the space. 95% of us have negative programming. So if the entire world is walking around with negative programming, the only result can be negative outcomes. So when I say that we chose to be here at this time and place, I am not special. So imagine if you live from the space of like, I am not special. All of your experiences in life will show you that belief, I'm not special. Still working on learning, I am safe. I am safe to be happy. That is a huge one. I still have that as well. Anytime something that was great happened, one of my parents tore it down. So I have the belief still that whenever I have something that's great or happy, I'm always afraid that it's going to be taken away. I don't feel safe in my body with happiness. We all have subconscious programming. That is such a good point that you made because some people don't even realize that that's what it is. I'm working on, I am safe to be happy. Somewhere in your childhood programming, there was an issue around happiness. And a lot of people, I'm glad that you expressed that in that way because I didn't even know how to really express that. I am safe to be happy. Someone else said, I am abandoned. So in your life, that's what's going to show up all the time is that people just don't stick around. Maybe you get ghosted. Maybe something's going so amazing and then all of a sudden it just doesn't work out. It's a job opportunity and they're like, yes, you have the job. And they're like, oh, you know what? We just went a different route. Everything in our lives stems from the I amness. I tell you this quote all the time. Show me the boy until he's 7 and I'll show you the man. Our subconscious programming, we're in a different brainwave state from the age of 0 to 7, most impressionable. So what we learned or absorbed as we are sponges at that time mentally, subconsciously, that becomes our programming that we live with the rest of our lives. Okay? I have to move out of the sun. It always does something weird, so now I gotta move. Guys, I have to show you those shelves in the background that I just put up yesterday. They're mushrooms. And I'm a little obsessed with them. I have to move over more because we have to make sure that we see her in the background. Okay. Where the hell was I? Okay, I'm abandoned. I'm working on being safe to be happy. I'm trying to heal past trauma. It's so hard. It is hard. I'm not here to sit here and bullshit anybody. Actually, we have to let my little munchkin be in there. There he is. Okay. Now we got both of them. We have Leo here, and I actually didn't give her a name. I don't know if she's even a female. I don't want to misgender her. Okay? The Dolomite. I don't want to do that, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. I have to pull down those shades or else the lighting thing is going to really bother me. Hang on a second. gonna bother me. That's the only thing. I am not complaining about how much light is in this room, but I have to, play with the lighting because I'm a psycho, because I was in film for so long. Like, if the lighting is not right, I just really get a little uneasy. Okay. I am a fighter. I don't give up. That's a great one. Let me see. I working on betrayal. Betrayal is a huge one. Betrayal is a huge one for so many of us. And then we continue to attract people or scenarios that you are betrayed. Myself included. A really big one with a very, very, very big financial loss with someone that I trusted because of the belief that I am betrayed. Okay, let's see what other ones we have. Betrayal and the last trimester as well. Wait, okay, I missed that. I mean, why can't Instagram just really get it together with the comments? Because I just don't want to miss anybody's. I was just saying this. I am learning to trust joy. Okay, so someone said that how difficult it is to get past trauma. And the subconscious, so trauma is one. The subconscious programming is a lot of trauma. Those beliefs are traumatic. If you have the belief that, like, I'm not chosen, I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy of money, your life can only reflect that, right? We chose to come here, and we chose the scenarios that we are in this lifetime, whether it's an illness, any kind of battle. Like, I was with my little sister yesterday that had cancer when she was 18, was in ICU for, I think from December 18th is her anniversary till about April. Like, the whole time she was pretty much in ICU. And I said, Steph, you had such a will to live. And for whatever her soul needed, she chose that path and journey. Anyone, you can't even imagine the complications that she had, would have just said, you know what, I'm done. I'm out. 18 years old. I'm done. I'm good with this life. God, I'm ready. Bye. But to watch somebody, she was down to like 80 pounds. To watch someone fight like that to exist is an amazing, it was an amazing experience to watch because of how much she valued her life here and how much she knew that she had so much more to do, and understanding the assignment. I came here to have this experience. My soul came here to have this experience. What is it teaching me? What did I learn? What did my soul need for this? She became an inspiration to so many people. So it's like, we chose to be here at this time. We chose to come here to obviously learn lessons like we all do, but we also came here to transmute the energy of Earth. We are that powerful. I'm thankful for my friend Joe, who helps me feel safe and stands by me and with me. Mare, I love that. We came here to transmute the negative energy of Earth. And if you think you're not that powerful and you're not that important, you are so mistaken. Our heart energy extends about 6 feet from our body. When you are in someone else's heart energy, you are then meshing energies, merging energies together, which is also why sex is so incredibly important. And we learn these things maybe at some point in life about mixing energies. So they have cheapened and annihilated the true meaning of sex, which is the connection of energy. They have made it so meaningless, and people not understanding that when you're mixing energy with someone, you are holding on to their energy until you clear that out of you in your lifetime. And most people will never, ever know this. So when you are mixing energies, you are taking on the energetic stamps of other people. So if people are constantly mixing different energies with other people, you're never going to be centered and balanced. You're going to be a person that is very imbalanced, very chaotic. Energy is never stable, never harmonious, because you have so many, like kids today, people today, hip hop culture, they have demolished what sex actually means. And that's obviously on purpose, right? Because when you're, like I said, when you're mixing so many energies, you become a low vibrational person. You are not having sex with random people all over the place and you're a high vibrational human being. It ain't happening. People that do these things and act out in these ways are people that have a lot of trauma, right? How do we clear out our past relations? There's a lot of energy practitioners that do womb healing. So look up someone that specializes in doing womb healing for women. Obviously, men don't have a womb. Sorry. And the same could be done for men. Obviously, not in the womb way. But when you clear out other people's energies, you can come back to balance. But that's why it's so important. Because from an energetic standpoint, if we want to be able to change the world, we cannot do so by plugging ourselves into just random people all over the place, because you'll never be a centered person and you'll never have control over your frequency and your energy, because you always have other energies within your body. So again, from the 6 feet standpoint of the heart energy, when you are in someone else's energy field constantly every single day, they affect your energy, literally. That's why they say you are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out with. Because you are always in each other's energy field. Energy is contagious. Okay? So, if we want to raise the frequency of our planet, we have to have clean energy. We have the power to do this. So I want to get into a little bit of the map of consciousness by David R. Hawkins. This is the heart. Okay, let's not say I read the book. I did not read this book. It's very thick. I open it up to certain pages and I try to read a little bit of it. It is very difficult to read. For someone that has a better comprehension than I do, God bless. But for me, I just take the parts of it that I can understand and then I'll read them. So, I'm glad that you're here, Britt. I'm happy that you're here. I've done lots of Reiki and removal work, but never thought about the womb. There's also, they are called something pearls. They're like vaginal detox pearls, and they have all these herbs, and they talk about how it's removing old energy from the womb. They're literally like these little sacks of all these herbs, and you stick them up there and you leave them up there for a 24-hour period. You take them out and then you put in the next one and you leave it in for 48 hours and all this. Okay, never mind. Not the time or place. I'll just be quiet on that one. Okay, we're talking about the map of consciousness from the map of consciousness explained. This is explained for like someone with an IQ of like 300. Anyway, because integrous individuals do not typically grasp the fact they're actually in the minority, it bears repeating that only 15% of the world's population are above the critical consciousness level of 200. So before I continue, we talk about the map of consciousness pretty much every week because it's so important for people to understand how much power we actually have on this earth. You are not powerless by any stretch, unless you believe it, which a lot of people do. So spiritual paradigm is here. It's anything under 200. I know it's backwards. Pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, I don't know what that says, guilt, and then shame is the lowest. Okay? So 15% of the world's population is above the critical consciousness of 200. So there's only 15% of us that are in reason and integrity. 15%. 85% of people are in the survival paradigm. So what does that mean for us? I'll tell you. However, the collective power of that 15% has the weight to counterbalance the negative of the remaining 85% of the world's population. 15% of us that are in reason and integrity. And I like to say I'm in reason and integrity, but there are times when I am still in feelings or emotions of the survival paradigm. That is low vibrational energy. When you're in anger, you're in the survival paradigm. When you are in grief, you are in the survival paradigm, which I have been since Leo transition. Fear, you're in the survival paradigm. Guilt, shame is the lowest. How many people walk around with shame every day? You're in the survival paradigm at the lowest that you could possibly go. Okay? So again, I will say that. However, the collective power of the 15% that are in reason and integrity or above, which is the spiritual paradigm, I don't know many people that are in that on this earth at this point. We have the ability to counterbalance the negativity of the remaining 85%. That's how important your energy is. Alison, hi. I speak in lists when I talk to people that are closest to me. So, that just goes to show the amount of power and the amount of weight that we have on this planet. We have the ability to transmute the energy of the 85% that are 200 and below. Because the scale of power advances logarithmically, a single avatar, and I'll tell you about that in a second, a single avatar at consciousness level of 1,000. What is 1,000? Okay, look at the very top. 700 to 1,000 is enlightenment. And I'm going to tell you about that in a second. The lighting is bothering me back here. It's bothering me. Oh, it's that light, I think. Can I close that? The lighting is bothering me. I think that's better now. Yeah, look at that. Much better. Okay, so a single avatar at a consciousness level of 1,000. You know who was at 1,000? 5 people in the history of the world. 5. One of them being, of course, Jesus Christ. So, because a single avatar at a consciousness level of 1,000 can and does totally counterbalance the collective negativity of all humankind. This is why I talk about your level of consciousness literally every week. Every week we talk about your level of consciousness because that's how important that it is. That a person that calibrates at 1,000, which is the level of enlightenment, can transmute the negative energy of all of mankind. Now, do you know why they killed him? Do you understand? Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, and 2 others. I forget what their names are. But according to this other book that I have, he said that Jesus was actually Buddha, Krishna, and these other characters like in Gala in another form before Jesus came to the planet. So what we were just saying is that if Jesus, because he was at the level of 1,000 of enlightenment, do you think the rulers at that time could have someone on this planet that can transmute the negative energy of every single person on it? Gayla, thank you. I have to show you guys. All right, I'm just going to show you really quick because I'm in love with these shelves. I know I'm like getting off track. I'm really goofy. But I ordered these. They're mushrooms, right? And that plant is too big and it looks ridiculous. But I had to put something up there. So I'm going to get a plant that has the hanging leaves. But that's on the wall right here. And I find the strangest things and I love it, but I just wanted to share it with you. And then, of course, Leo's right here. A nice big picture. Okay, I'm getting very distracted because Kayla is on here. Okay, so going back to kinesiologic testing has shown one individual at level 700. Now 700 again is 700 to 1,000 is the level of enlightenment. And they said that no one has reached that level of enlightenment since Jesus. So imagine one individual at level 700 counterbalances, and I tell you guys about this fact a lot, 70 million people below level 200. One person at level 600, which is peace. One person that is at the level of peace counterbalances 10 million individuals below level 200. One individual at level 500 counterbalances 750,000 below 200. One person at 400. 400 is reason. Reason and integrity is actually the middle paradigm shift. So one person that is at the level of reason counterbalances 400,000 people. One person at 300, which is acceptance. Do you live in a state of acceptance? This book is the hardest book to read on earth, but it's called The Map of Consciousness Explained by David Hawkins. Yes. One person at 300 counterbalances 90,000 people. 12 individuals at level 700 equal one avatar at 1,000. Okay, so 700 is lower, obviously, than 1,000. Jesus was at the level of 1,000. Were it not for these counterbalances, humankind would self-destruct out of the sheer mass of its unopposed negativity. So imagine 85% of the population is below 200. Karen. So if 85% of us are below 200, if it wasn't for these opposing energies, we would self-destruct. Yeah, Gayla, that's a great question. I will. I absolutely will. However, the difference in power between a loving thought and a fearful thought is so enormous as to be beyond the capacity of the human imagination could even comprehend. So how much of your day do you spend in a fearful state or thinking fearful thoughts? Whether it's about your job or your kids or your life or how much money that you have. When you're in a constant state of fear, you are just adding to the collective energy of the survival paradigm. So we chose to be here at this time. So it's up to us to understand how powerful we actually are so that we could be the example for the rest of the world to raise the collective consciousness. And when you are in a higher vibrational state, it is easier for you to call in the things that you want and you desire. And I was listening to a podcast yesterday of this guy that is a scientist, and he studies the brain and like how all of this works and everything. And he was talking about, that people, when you hear manifestation, you think of me. Like I want to manifest money, and I want to buy a Ferrari, and I want to buy a mansion, and I want to buy these things. That's all fine, well, and good if those are the things that you want to call in. But if you have not changed your level of consciousness, you will be the same exact person that you are right now with the same exact belief system that I'm not worthy or just whatever it is. You can still manifest and be a miserable asshole. But when you finally get those things, those are the things that don't make you happy. Those are the things that don't make you fulfilled. You can think like, oh, if I just had this big, beautiful house, like I'll be so happy. Bullshit. I know plenty of people. Gayla, what time? I know plenty of people that have everything and they're never satisfied. It's never enough. So when we constantly manifest for me, all the things for me, because that's what's going to make me happy. If I have the perfect relationship, I'm going to be happy. If I have all this money, I'm going to be complete. If I have the biggest house and I have the nicest car, like I'm going to feel good. You're not. I got news for you, because your I am has never changed. You might be able to shift, like the most miserable people have billions of dollars. What's the point of having it all if you're still miserable, if you're still empty, if you still feel lonely, if you still feel like you can never have enough, if you still feel miserable all the time, if you still feel like the world is just shit? So when it comes to manifestation, what are the things that will fulfill you? Because I can guarantee you, if you have the nicest car, that is not fulfilling you. I can guarantee you that if you have boxes from Neiman Marcus every single day in your life, that is not going to fulfill you. I can guarantee you if they have the most gorgeous wife, the most gorgeous husband, but you still feel like shit about yourself, that is not going to fulfill you. What is it that is going to fulfill you? That is how you raise your vibration. What is it? And then you take small steps to getting that, right? Like I have someone that I'm working with on a project that we're really just getting started. And it's artistic and it's amazing. Then there's another project that is rescuing and saving. That is fulfilling. What fulfills you in your life will change your I am. If you are not fulfilled in a relationship, your I am will never change. But can you shift and change yourself and that, 2 o'clock. Can you shift and change yourself and then that becomes your new I am? And then the person and people in your reality just show up in the way that you believe about yourself. Because if you are the star of your movie, you're the director, you're the writer, you're the producer, you are the financier of your movie, of this life, those people and experiences are just playing a part in your experience. If you believe I'm always cheated, you are going to attract people that always cheat you. So when you start to shift these beliefs, you don't call in those type of people anymore. You don't call in those type of experiences anymore. People that always have accidents and always have bad things happen to them, that will tell you immediately where they are on the map of consciousness. Do you know a person, does anybody in here know a person that their life is just always a shit cluster? Do you know anybody like this? And if you do, prime example of where their I amness is. It's not because people are not lucky and they just have the worst luck. There is no such thing as luck. There is such thing as energy. There is a such thing as the energy that boomerangs. What you believe to be true in here is the only thing that will boomerang in your reality. Okay, so people say, yes, I do know people that their whole life is a shitstorm all the time because they live in the survival paradigm. They live in a state of anger. They live in a state of fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame, pride. When people keep attracting the craziest scenarios, you're like, I don't understand how one person could get into this much trouble or this many things happen to them that are negative. How is that possible? It is your belief system about yourself and about your life. My mom, she is so wonderful, but she is constantly saying everything always goes wrong for me. Well, Mom, absolutely it does, because you just speak that into your your trillions of cells, that everything always goes wrong for me. Oh, this dark cloud is always following me. God just wants to punish me. It's your beliefs. God's not sitting there striking you with bad luck in your life. We are individuals experiencing universal consciousness, our own consciousness, God consciousness, but he's not sitting there punishing you, because if that was the case, why is Bill Gates still walking around? Why are the Faucis of the world still walking around? They're mass murderers. Why are they not struck down with bad luck? They know the system of the mind. That's the difference. Tell her she speaks it over and she responds, you have a special magic, but I don't. That's a belief. That is a belief. Our beliefs shape our reality. We came here to be able to transmute energy, and if we don't learn these things of how to do it, we are just contributing to the downfall of the human consciousness. But sometimes it could be the people surrounding you that have negative energy. Like I said, when you are intertwining with someone's energetic field every single day, they will affect your life. If you work at a place where there's a lot of negative people that come in and out all day, they are throwing their negative energy at you all day. And if you don't know how to shield your energy, you will end up just like them. That's simple. We merge energy with people that are within 6 feet of us. All the time, constantly, which is why I won't be around large crowds of people. I will not do it. I was at a restaurant yesterday and I was silently having a panic attack because I could just feel everybody's energy. It was in the mall. I don't go to malls. I don't do it, especially not in the holiday season, but my little sister wanted to go. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And I got to spend time with my nephew, who's the cutest little thing ever. And the noise was making me sweat. Like, I can't be around a lot of energy because you're crossing energy fields with people. Whether you want to or you don't, you are. And it's not because you should just be a hermit, never be around people, but what energy are you willing to surround yourself with? High energy, happy energy, right? How do you not accept the energy? There's different things, like look online and just ask for like a prayer or a shielding mantra for when you are around people. Like I'll just say things like, you know, I'm so grateful that I'm surrounded by a gold and white light that is, what do I say? I can't think of it right now. I'm so grateful to be shielded and protected from outside energies that are not mine. It could be as simple as that. I am so grateful that I am protected from energies and frequencies that are not mine. I woke up 4 o'clock this morning or 3. I don't know what time it was, but it was around 4 o'clock. And I just said, whatever energies or thoughts that are not mine right now, that are anxious, cancel and neutralize them and send them back to their rightful owner. It's simple thing that's commanding energy. It's commanding energy shifting, right? Let's see if we have anything more in the map of consciousness today. The only way to enhance one's power in the world is by increasing one's integrity, understanding, and capacity for compassion. If the diverse populations of humankind can be brought to this realization, the survival of human society and the happiness of its members are more secure. Simply knowing that an increase in one's level of consciousness reduces negativity in the world motivates the intention to evolve up the scale. My mom tries to drag me down. Shield of faith, Ephesians 6, put on the whole armor of God. Love that, Gayla. So for people like our parents that try to bring us down, you can shield yourself. Either distance or both. You distance, and then when you do go and see them, you shield yourself of their energy. Like Gayla said, the armor of God. Shield yourself with the armor of God when you're around large groups of people or people that really mess up your energy field. You can absolutely demand protection or ask for it. So again, if the diverse population of humankind can be brought to this realization, the survival of human society and the happiness of its members are more secure. Simply knowing that an increase in one's level of consciousness reduces negativity in the world motivates the intention to evolve up the scale of the map of consciousness. The best thing that we can do is figure out where we live on this map. This week is going to be the best week of our lives. Gayla. Yes, it is. And so it is. And so it is. Where do you live on the map of consciousness most? When you figure that out, that is the only way you can rise in consciousness, is knowing first where you live. Do you live in shame a lot of the time? Do you live in guilt a lot of the time? Do you live in a state of apathy? Are you in a state of grief? And it's not saying that, like, of course, when you go through a state of grief, for example, it's not to say don't feel those feelings. Like, a lot of people will say, you know, people from the other realms and dimensions, like, cannot come and visit you when you're in a state of grief because it's such a low frequency and they live in a higher vibrational state. So if you want to be visited by people that have passed, or like Leo, you know, he came to me when I was really calm. He came to me, you know, just as I was like waking up. Like, he came to me in a state where I wasn't in a state of panic and grief, right? I have the Holy Spirit, so I wonder, Gayla, it's got to be high. It's got to be high. But when you're in a low vibrational state of grief and you want to be visited from people from the other side, it's very difficult because it is a very dense energy. Are we living in a constant state of fear with the state of the world and, oh my God, all these things are happening? It is low vibrational, and they put it everywhere that we can see it for a reason, to keep the collective consciousness in a low state. Because again, if you remember that Jesus was a level of enlightenment, one person at the level of enlightenment can literally transform the entire world's vibration. So why do you think they keep us low vibration, low vibration, low vibration, low vibration? Are you in a state of desire all the time? Whether it's porn addiction or any kind of addiction, that is very low vibrational. Are you in a state of anger a lot? Very low vibrational. Are you in a state of pride? Also in the survival paradigm. So that's why sex and lust and all these things are thrown in your face 24/7 for when you're a very young age, because it keeps you in the survival paradigm. They fear porn with news stuff every minute of the day that you cannot escape it to keep you in the survival paradigm. So if you want to be a person that is lifting the levels of consciousness that we need in order for us to get out of this hellhole that we're in currently, we have to be the people that do it. And that's why we chose to be here at this time, to do this specifically. So now that you have the information, share the information with other people. Inform yourself of what the map of consciousness is. Understand why it's so important. And if you want to manifest your greatest and most amazing life, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about what is fulfilling for people. What can you bring to the world to fulfill them? Whether it's your knowledge and wisdom, whether it's the way that everybody has a purpose, right? What fulfills you? When you are in a fulfilled state, you can manifest easier. I cannot believe the sexual lyrics on the songs at the Thanksgiving Day parade. Oh my God, really? Well, if you listen to any of the music of today, it's horrifying. It is disgusting. Compared to music of the 80s even. The 90s is when it started to get really bad. The 80s, 70s, 60s, all the music before that was just so... It was a different vibration. And now it's on purpose to have the breakdown of society. They know from an astrological perspective that the shift from Pisces to Aquarius was going to happen at this time. So as the decades went up higher, they understood the assignment. If we want to keep people in a low vibration, these are the things that need to happen. That's why people say, oh, they know this stuff 50 years ahead of time. It's all astrology. Millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. Everything that's happening right now is according to astrology. That's it. So if you want to know what's going to happen in the next 10, 20, 50 years, look at the astrology, because that is their map. That is their blueprint. Age of Pisces was all about control. That's when they created religion. That's when politics was crazy. This was all a control system. But the Age of Aquarius is all about sovereignty, freedom, demands for freedom. So what are they doing? They're tying the rope tighter and tighter around our neck, because they know from an astrological standpoint, this shift is inevitable. It's according to the Bible. We'll talk about that, Gayla, because I feel it's all together. They've been using astrology for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, before the Bible even existed. So I believe that they're all blueprints together. But again, that's my belief, right? But Gayla, we have to talk about that later. So I hope that this was helpful today, and that this has inspired you to change where you are on the map of consciousness, because the higher you go up on the map of consciousness, the more that you're helping the collective energy. It's not about you as an individual or me as an individual. It is helping the collective. And if we help the collective, that's called world peace, because you have peace within yourself first, and then your peace emanates outward to everyone around you. I think this is why I've been such a mess. My horse died back in February, and I felt like who I am and what fulfilled me left with him. I understand that completely. Losing Leo this year, I don't have words. Like, I'm sure you don't have words for, like, and like, he was such a huge purpose for me. But understanding that they had a very specific purpose for us to be able to really propel forward in so many ways that you probably couldn't while your horse was here. Because Leo, he took up my whole life, and I didn't care. I would give up anything to be with him. Did not care. But, in messages from him, he's just like, I did what I had to do. I gave you what I had to give you. And now you have to do this next part yourself. So what is it that's going to fulfill me, because he isn't here anymore? What is it? Love this, Krystal. Loved all your videos since I found them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this next several years are going to be challenging for us, but it's really important to keep going back to the map of consciousness. Keep going back to where am I currently living, and what am I allowing to interfere with my energy that's bringing me down? Because if I really want to be a change on this earth, I have to keep rising up. Even though it's so hard, even though there might be wars coming, even though there might be crazy things that happen, they plan these things to keep our level of consciousness in survival mode. We are not survivors, we are thrivers. And we're meant to be here at this time to transmute the energy of whatever it is that they have planned. So, watch this again if you need to. Share it with somebody if you feel called to. But we signed up for this. And you have to remember that. When days get hard, when days are unbearable, we signed up for this. So, I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. Good start to your day or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you this week. Adios.